Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another great episode of Topic Time with Harrison Young. I got a great guest tonight, yet another great guest, but before we begin, must read the underwriters who help support Topic Time. We've got Hennessy Automotive in Kingston. We got AAA Halifax Glass in Halifax. We got Big Lee's Automotive in Abington. We got Chapin Sheds in Whitman. And we got Smoke and Ashes Tobacco Company, the headquarters in Abington, at convenient locations in the stores in Abington, Weymouth, Hanson, Whitman, Pembroke, and Hanover. I think I did that pretty well. And I want to thank you guys very much. And now I introduce my amazing guest. This is funny man or comedian, if you will, Mark Riley.
Hello. Thanks for having me, Harrison.
Thank you for being on my show. He's a good friend of Ralph Cardenas, who I had on a few months ago. You guys may remember that. And he's an incredible comic. He's also an actor, and we're going to talk to him tonight. We're going to look at some of the footage of what he's done. But before we do that, like I do with all my guests, I'm going to kind of break down his life, as it pertains to what he does now and what the future looks like. So, Mark, thanks for coming in. And you just told me you're a Curry grad, as am I, from Curry College in Milton.
Yeah.
And we're going to ultimately incorporate that into what you do, if it's pertinent, again, like I said. But before we do that, let's talk about, what you were like growing up and how you got to be where you are now. What was that? What was that all about? Where did you go up, and how did it become, a compulsion to be a funny man, which you obviously are?
What's funny is I did not grow up thinking I was going to be a comedian.
Okay, that's why we ask these questions. Go on.
I wanted to play in the NHL.
Let's enjoy the irony here.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I was a hockey player my whole life, and that was my goal, was to play pro hockey.
Okay, and get goals. Get it?
Yeah. Well, and I'll tell the jokes, Harrison.
Okay.
So, no,
all right, go ahead. I'm sorry. You're right. Figured I could throw one in.
Yeah. So I played hockey at Curry.
Okay.
And then hurt my back. Got into refereeing hockey.
Yep.
And did that. Did pro hockey for 5 years.
Wait a minute, you did? That's right.
Yeah.
Were you in the NHL?
I was in the NHL for a week. I got hired and then fired
for a cup
week
of coffee
later.
for the Bruins?
No, well, it was for the NHL. The actual league hired me and then fired me a week later.
Okay, so you didn't actually play on any of the team rosters?
No. I did one Bruins preseason game.
Well, when you say, you mean as a broadcaster?
No, as a referee.
Oh, as a ref?
Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was a referee.
Okay. So you worked with one of the best, Andy Van Hellemond?
No. Funny you mentioned Andy.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Andy, I worked 4 years in the East Coast Hockey League.
Okay.
Minor league hockey.
Right.
He was my boss for all 4 years.
There you go.
Andy he was the referee in chief when I was there, and he taught me everything I knew.
Cool.
Or I know, and great guy. Talk about full of stories, man.
Well, I got a story too. I went to one of his premier games. He started in '73. I went to the game on Thursday, December 13th against the Minnesota North Stars, and we beat them 4-2. Phil Esposito wanted a hat trick in that game, but Andy Van Hellemond said he was in the crease, and he called him a you-know-what. And I heard it. So go on.
Yeah,
You tell your story.
That sounds like an Andy story.
Oh, I know.
For sure.
Sure is.
The greatest thing about Andy, you must have remembered Terry O'Reilly.
Of course.
Terry was the one that hit Andy Van Hellemond in a fight. There was a fight going on. I don't remember exactly the date, but Van Hellemond grabbed O'Reilly from behind, and O'Reilly just had some grab
swinging. He didn't know. He didn't care. He popped anybody that was bothering him. Right.
And it's funny. I heard the story from Andy,
Yep.
and then I've done some stuff with the Bruins alumni.
Okay.
And got to know Terry, and he told me the story from his angle.
Okay.
And it was, it's the same story.
Of course.
But Terry credits Andy for keeping him in the league, because the league would have thrown him out for hitting the ref.
Yeah.
And Andy went into the office when they had
his back and said,
"Listen, I grabbed him from behind.
Right.
I shouldn't have grabbed him like that.
Right.
He didn't know who I was.
Yep.
And so it wasn't malicious. He just reacted, and
Wow.
that kept O'Reilly from getting suspended for a long time.
Love to get O'Reilly on Topic Time. That would be great.
He's a great dude.
How about Turk?
Turk, I never met him.
You never met him?
No, I've never met Turk. I've met a bunch of the other guys, Ricky Middleton.
Of course.
And Kenny Linsman, one of my heroes.
Obviously,
when I was
Cam
growing
Neely.
Neely, I have not met.
You haven't?
No.
Oh.
Most of the guys I know are from the Bruins alumni thing.
Meaning the team, the teams in the 70s.
We
the
had
80s.
the Boston Comedy All-Star hockey team.
Okay.
I don't know if All-Star really was appropriate.
Is
but
Dennis Leary among the strong?
Dennis
Yeah.
Leary was not on this team, but
Okay.
Dave Russo was on.
Of course.
Lenny Clark was our coach.
Okay.
There was a bunch of us that played either in high school or college. Greg Murphy. There was a
Yep.
bunch of us. So we played the Bruins alumni.
Okay.
And we played for a little guy, Jake Galarraga,
Okay.
who
I
had
know that
cancer
name.
at the time.
Right.
And unfortunately, we lost Jake. But
Oh, that's too bad.
But we did 2 games and raised some money for him and his family. And Lyndon Byers, LB, was involved.
Sure.
Who I know as well. So,
Okay.
yeah, the hockey world is it's not that big,
Yeah, I know it's a small world.
It's a small
after
world.
all.
So,
Okay.
but yeah, so Andy, it's funny you brought him up. He's one of my favorite people.
There you go.
Favorite people.
Is he still? I know he retired, but he had a long career in the NHL as a ref.
Yeah,
Like,
he did.
30 years, didn't he?
Well, he refereed the most Stanley Cups of any ref.
Wow.
And he's, I think it's his son or his stepson. Someone was telling me they ran into him at a rink. But
Okay.
I think he's out of hockey. I think he's
Okay.
just kind of a fan or a viewer. Of
Yeah,
it
but I'm
now
pretty
more
sure.
so.
Let's face it. 73 was 45 years ago. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's you gotta really be nimble to keep up with the NHL guys.
Yeah.
And 45 plus whatever he was then.
Yep.
Is
Oh,
he must be closing 70 something by now.
I'm sure he's got to
Yeah.
be. And one of my good friends, Chris Rooney,
Okay.
He's in the NHL now.
That's what? A player?
Referee.
Oh, ref,
Oh, yeah,
okay.
no. Him and I lived together in Iowa when
Okay.
we did the juniors out in the USHL.
Okay.
And then, he went right to the NHL. I went to the East Coast League. And so he's still there.
You know Bobby Orr?
I know him.
have you met him?
I met him a couple times.
Okay, I had dinner with him in 1974 on Monday, March 25th.
Really?
Well, it was a charity thing. My mother outbid everybody. It was a children's hospital thing, and it was one of those. Back then, it was kind of charity dinners were in their infancy with celebrities, and we were one of the first ones to do it. So
wow.
Yeah, my brother and I, we were kids at the time. I was in high school. My brother was in elementary school. We had a wonderful dinner. His wife made a big turkey moose for us. I'm a vegan now. I don't eat turkey, but
Okay.
back then I had about 20 helpings and mashed potatoes, and it was fun. And she was pregnant with their now 44-year-old son Darren at the time,
Oh, wow.
who wrestled at their academy. He wrestled at Don Bosco.
Okay.
And then my brother coached the kid that wrestled at their academy, so we were there once for a meet when he was 18 in 1992.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But let's get back to how this
Enough
hockey.
about all these famous hockey players.
Right.
Uh,
No, but let's get back to how hockey led to your comedy life.
Well, yeah, it actually did. I did USA Hockey runs camps, referee camps.
Okay.
So I did the regional camp, then the national camp, then the select camp.
Okay.
3 years in a row. So
Right.
at the select camp, I meet a guy by the name of John O'Brien.
Okay.
Who still remains to this day one of my best friends.
All right.
And 5 minutes after meeting him out in Colorado, it was out in Colorado Springs.
Okay.
He says, "You belong on stage." I said, "Come on." And he said, "No, really." He's from New York. He said, "You belong on stage." I said, "I'm funny here, but I'm not made for a stage." So for the next 4 years, I traveled with him
Okay.
through the East Coast League.
Right.
And he hounded me and hounded me and hounded me. So finally one night,
What, to get up to do
To
an
get
open
on
mic?
stage,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
so one night we go to the comedy club in Richmond. We
Okay.
did a hockey.
Richmond, Colorado, Virginia?
Virginia.
Virginia. All right.
Refereed the game.
Yep.
It's an 11 o'clock show.
Okay.
We go there. We get there a little late. And the comedians that were on that night, Mike Stankiewicz was one of the guys from New Jersey.
Okay.
And Bill Campbell from Boston. He was headlining that night.
Okay.
And it turned out, we went thinking I'd be getting on stage. Now, being in the business 20 years, I realized how ridiculous that was back then to think you can go to a comedy club and just go on stage. It doesn't happen that way.
Okay.
But the comedians and I kind of got into it a little bit. I was trying to stay out of it, and they kind of,
What
egged me on.
do you mean get into it? They wanted you to be on stage?
No, they were asking me. We moved at our table, and the guy Mike was like, "What's going on over there?" And I was like, nothing. Trying to be cool. And then
Okay.
and then we went back and forth.
Right.
And I realized I was just as funny as them.
Oh.
And they were making a living at it, so why shouldn't I? And a week later, I got home. I went on stage at Nick's in Boston.
Okay,
for
next
my
comedy.
first
That's
open
Jay
mic.
Leno's stop, I think.
Yeah.
Wow,
And,
that's great.
And that was, well, it was over 20 years ago, I think now,
Yep.
because my oldest daughter's 21.
Okay.
And she was about just quite a year,
Just
not
a little
quite a
baby
year
then,
old. So, so it's been about 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's the greatest job in the world.
It is. So
You know?
that's your job. You should be a stand-up comedian.
Well, I have a couple other things I do. All
right, go ahead, talk about them if you would.
I teach 4th and 5th grade Montessori school
Okay.
during the day.
Yep.
And then I still referee hockey. I'm back refereeing college and junior hockey.
Cool.
And
What a trifecta.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. It's in the summer. I'm a camp counselor.
Okay.
You can believe it.
So you work? No, I believe it. You like kids, obviously. You work with them. You're good with kids.
It's I'm very fortunate that every job I do I enjoy.
Yep.
And the crazy thing is they pay me for them. So which
That's
is
the
great.
best. That's the best kind of crazy there is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Well, talk about some of the projects you've done in film as well. You mentioned that you were in some commercials.
Yeah.
And whatever else. So please
Yeah, I did,
enlighten us on those.
I did. I was the mailman in Jimmy Dunn's Olympia Sports ads when he was the
Okay.
cab driver.
Is that a national ad or local?
That was a regional ad.
Regional, okay.
It ran for a while though.
Okay.
It was actually it was one of Olympia Sports. The people that did the commercials, it was one of their favorites. I was told.
Okay. Wow.
And then and we might be able to take a look at that.
We will.
I think I shot you that down, and then I was the Curry hardware guy down here on the South Shore.
Okay.
They have
There's a bunch of Curry stores.
yeah. There's
No
like
relation
3
to
or
our
4.
college, by the way. No.
None. I did 4, and it was funny. They did a summer, a winter, a spring, and a fall ad.
Okay.
And I played an angry homeowner.
They're the best kind.
Well, the angry part was easy for me. The
course.
homeowner was a stretch. But
Okay.
so and we filmed them all in one day.
Okay.
And it was about 40 degrees. It was freezing. But the summer they spray painted the grass to make
Okay.
it look green, and it had a blast. And they ran. They were only supposed to run for a short time. They ran for a few years. They were
Wow.
Did
you get residuals for these shows?
No, unfortunately, it's a flat pay.
Flat pay, but you'll always be out there.
Well, it's funny. All my students were like, "Mr. Riley, I saw you on TV again
There you
last
go.
night." So it was.
I'll tell you what. Why don't we
pretty funny.
take a little break and in about a minute, and we'll take a look at some of the footage. And then if you have any,
right, cool.
and then possibly as well, we could take a look at some of your stand-up if it's
100%.
decent.
Oh, yeah, I'm very decent.
And I'm sure you are. Unlike some of my other guests, but you're all decent. I'm only kidding. So on that note, let's take a little break and look at some of Mark's stuff, and we'll be back. Enjoy it.
Hi, I'm Sean Curry of Curry Ace Hardware. Taking care of your home can be frustrating. That's why we're here to help. We'll show you the right products with the advice you need and the friendly service you deserve. Visit us at Curry Ace Hardware in Quincy, Braintree, and Hanover.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
72 Com Ave,
You got it.
then 24 Beacon,
Okay.
then 241 Atlantic,
What?
then 48 Friend Street.
What are you, a mailman?
Yeah, what are you, a cabbie?
Yeah.
Well, then head over to the Hackett, 17 Chatham Street.
Don't you guys usually walk your route?
Feet are killing me.
It's those shoes, man. We'll take you to Olympia. There's one right around the corner.
The best selection of Saucony footwear. Shop with confidence. Satisfaction guaranteed. Saucony running shoes. Get it for less at Olympia Sports.
And we're back. Man, was that awesome or what? You are
bad.
one talented dude, my friend.
I'm pretty. I'm above average. That's what I like to say.
Wow. And
Way
I know
above.
I'm above average, so you must really be above average.
I don't know what the average is, but yeah, I think I do a pretty good job.
There you go. Listen, there's nothing wrong with a little self-flatulation. I mean, did I say that's not the right word?
Can we do that on cable? I don't know.
No, that's self-promotion.
Yeah,
Okay.
self-promotion.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
All right. Anyway, so that was wonderful. So how long ago did you do those spots?
Oh, they're from they're pretty recent.
Okay.
The spots, the commercials I did within the last few years.
Okay.
So they were a lot of fun, and I'd love to do more, but
Right?
You know,
are
I'm
you?
pretty
Are
busy.
you? Are you? Now, aside from being a stand-up comedian, you do have regular stand-up gigs, right?
Oh, I work every week.
Okay.
Every week, anywhere from 2 to 5 shows a week.
It sounds to me
So-
like you're so busy. How do you have time to sleep between Montessori and camping and
I don't,
the comedian stuff at night?
I don't sleep much.
You
I'll
don't,
be
but
honest
you have
with
plenty of
no.
energy.
Yeah, I credit Dunkin' Donuts for that.
Okay.
And
Coffee?
yeah, although that's not my I gotta admit, my favorite place.
You're not
is-
fat, so you couldn't eat. You must have a good metabolism.
No, I hit the gym a lot.
You
know, I
look
skate.
very-
I try to
take care of
You
yourself.
know, I try to stay relatively healthy.
Yeah?
You know, so
Cool.
yeah.
Planet Fitness guy?
I'm a member of Planet Fitness up in Reading,
Okay.
and also I go to Fit Factory in Braintree.
Cool.
So
Because it's
depending on
depending
where
on
I
where
am.
you're working, and then a particular
Yeah.
day you go to a more convenient spot.
Yeah.
I get you.
Yeah, so
Okay, that's
it works out pretty good.
That's awesome. Now you just mentioned during the break that you're also a writer as well. You wrote a book.
Yeah,
And you
I-
wrote a film script. Now please elaborate on that, and
Yeah.
let's see where we're going to go with this too.
My movie script is called Penalty Box,
Okay.
and it's based
So,
on.
let me guess. It's about hockey.
Yeah, good.
All
you
right.
Can't get anything by you. It's based on my years in the East Coast Hockey League.
Okay.
Refereeing. So it's like Slapshot. You must
Right.
have seen Slapshot.
Henry did what?
Exactly.
Yeah, I got it. Okay.
Paul Newman and
Right,
all that,
yeah,
the
Paul
Hanson
Newman.
brothers. So it's that same league, and it's basically kind of like that, only from the referee's point of view.
Okay.
Which has never been done.
It's got to be original. You're writing it.
I wrote it with a partner of mine, a
Okay.
friend of mine, John Siemens, who is a screenwriter.
Okay.
So him and I got together we started this project a long time ago, and we've rewritten it, but we're working with a few people right now that, are trying to get it in front of the right people.
Beautiful.
Are
you starring in it
it's really
too?
funny. I'd like to, but I don't know.
Yeah.
My character in it is 27 years old, so I know I'm young looking, but I don't think I'm that young looking, so I don't know. I might have to find someone to play me.
Well, okay.
you know?
Why is that a requirement? I mean, I know because your character is somebody that's a player, right, or a ref.
Referee.
Okay.
Yeah, referee.
Yeah, but
I can pull it off.
you
I
can pull
think.
it off.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I think I can pull it off.
Listen, I mean, you're almost 50 years old and you still look as rugged as ever. You look like, I mean, you're a young man who's not. You're an aging, slowing man and not an aging man.
I'll take that.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll
it's
take
true.
that all day.
Yeah, I mean, you got the moves. You look like you're definitely the Dennis Leary prototype.
I've been told a few times that when I
He's-
get off
he's,
stage.
he's 60. He's older than me. He's like 62.
Yeah. Well, I went down a few times and played street hockey in his backyard down in Connecticut.
Okay.
He has literally a hockey rink in his backyard, and he floods it in the winter.
Yeah, David Russo mentioned that. Okay.
Yeah, Russo
Okay,
came
it was
with
on
me
my show. Okay.
one year, and so we go down there. I went down there, a half dozen times and,
Okay.
and played and had a blast. So I've always liked him.
Yeah, you
and
can
his
model yourself
style
after him.
You
He's
know,
still-
but yeah. So I mean, who knows? Maybe he'd make it if he took a look at it. I know he'd like it. But
What, the script?
Yeah.
We'll have to get him on the show.
That'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
But-
I'll see if I can hook that up.
That would be,
Yeah.
you knew where I was coming from, my friend. And you're a mind reader,
do.
too. You got that other talent that we didn't
It must
even
be the
mention.
Curry thing. It's the Curry connection.
Go ahead. Oh,
That's
yeah,
what
the Curry. You got the Curry going on.
Curry connection.
I'll be honest with you about Curry, and then we're gonna focus on your book too. I felt personally, speaking for myself, that Curry didn't give me the opportunity that they should have, and the reason I say that is because I was a transfer student. I only did a year at Curry. I did 3 at Mount Ida.
Okay.
And in 1989, during that winter and spring, the previous summer, I had done some sports writing myself for one of the local newspapers, the Bridgewater Independent. I covered
Okay.
baseball. I do my show there now, 30 years later. I covered baseball. I covered the Bay State games. And it was an opportunity to do an internship at the Channel 56 News, the 10 o'clock news.
Right.
They wouldn't let me do it because I was a transfer student. The rule excluded people. Only people that were 4-year students were allowed to do that.
Really?
Yes, and I felt that was
Wow.
really unfair. I was perfectly qualified to do it as in terms of my previous experience and what I'd done. I was.
Because I interned at Channel 5 with Mike Lynch.
What about-
For a couple of times.
Okay.
Yeah. Interned there when I was at Curry. And,
Wow.
Because I wanted to be
You were
a
a four-year
television
student, though, right?
I wanted to be a television sportscaster.
Okay.
But no one would hire a white Irish Catholic from Boston.
Well,
who
did
was
you ever
14.
do any sportscasting in any capacity?
Oh yeah, I did a bunch when I was at Curry.
Okay, at school, okay.
I had my own show.
On that radio
Riley's-
station?
I was on the radio and also on the Milton Cable Access.
Cable Access, okay.
I had Riley's Locker Room was my show.
Okay, you interviewed guys, and
We had sports guys in,
women too, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We did it all. We did both.
Okay,
So-
well, guess what? We're down to the last 5 minutes of the show. So
Oh, wow.
we made the show go by. What I want you to do is talk about the book that you're writing.
Okay, yeah.
You already talked about the film, and let's discuss that, and then we'll wrap
The
it up.
book I have written. I just need to get it published.
Okay. Well,
and the
not
title,
giving too much away.
Well, no, the title of the book is. I tell everyone it's not every kid should get a trophy. The Age of Entitlement.
Okay.
Because I'm a firm believer in how the world works now with all the kids being told they're great at everything and you don't keep score and everything's a tie. I think that is absolutely the worst thing we can do for these kids, and we're doing them a disservice by not teaching them how to win and lose. So like I'm the gym teacher at my school.
Okay.
Or phys ed teacher, if there's any phys ed people watching, they get
Okay, cool.
And we play dodgeball. I have winners and losers and in games, and they have to learn.
Right.
And not everyone's good at everything. And
I
it's
know
okay
that.
to not be good. And it's okay to be told, hey, this isn't working out. Maybe you should try something else. So the book is a social commentary on what's going on right now.
Okay.
Obviously, it's funny because.
Well, it sounds more like a
funny,
like a Riley-esque 101 child psychology memo or
Yeah, I don't-
pamphlet or textbook.
I don't know if they'd be using it. In
Well, it's
any,
not a novel, is it?
Med schools, but no, it's just it's a book.
It's a book about your opinion about
how we're
children
raising
and
our
what-
kids.
Yes,
and,
exactly.
And the mistakes we're making by making it too easy.
Too easy?
And
Okay.
making it so that everyone's the same.
Okay.
And it's just not like that in real life.
It's true.
You know?
Well, I'm going to relate my own experience, a little bit of my own life history, and then we're going to wrap it up based on what you're telling me. I wasn't going to do this, but see, I'm somebody who did not get a lot of respect growing up. In fact, I get picked on nonstop, and I still don't get a lot of respect. I've met some really awesome people, and they've been great to me. But I still feel that I'm somebody that people would look at and say that guy's got to be mentally challenged. Seriously. I'm not like you. I didn't have it. I didn't have a whole total load of friends like you probably did.
Don't assume everything.
I'm not saying you're not respected. I'm not saying.
No, I know what you mean.
I'm saying you were probably you got what you wanted in life. I didn't. So doing what I'm doing now, this show, I've worked my butt off, and I've overcome a lot of obstacles to do what I'm doing, and I think people are starting to take me seriously finally.
That's good.
So
They
on
should.
yeah, I mean, I'm saying I'm talking from the other end of the spectrum. Nobody said to me, hey, you're really good at this, just for whatever, just because I was there. I didn't become a superstar by just showing up, and I know that's what you're implying in your book about kids today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you
I'm
have to work.
Right.
No matter what you attain,
Exactly,
you've got to
yeah.
work for it, and you shouldn't be given it, or handed it. And that's what we're teaching the kids these days.
I know.
So it's not good. It's
I'm
not
happy
good
to
for
say I
them.
don't have any kids, and it's probably just as well. The world doesn't need the world broke the mold when they made me. Why do they want to break any more and risk polluting the planet with more garbage, right? And I don't mean me. I mean the mold. When it breaks, it's more it's irrecyclable crap. Yeah. So on that note, we're just about out of time. You want to give some shouts out to people who are going to see the show, because a lot of people are. Just condense them.
Just all my fans on the South Shore, and
Okay.
keep supporting live comedy. It's a lot more fun when people show up.
People I might want to get on the show. You might want to say hi to if you want. It's up to you. Dennis, Lenny.
I don't know if Dennis gets this channel down in
We'll
Connecticut.
send it. Yeah, but you can. Your friends,
maybe
you can send them the link if you want to.
I'll shoot him an email.
Okay,
and,
that's cool.
And see if he's interested. I don't know. He's tough to get a hold of. I'll be honest with you.
I understand.
So I've had a blast being on. I mean,
That would have been my next question. You had a blast.
Yeah, I'd come on again. I'd do another
Okay.
half hour or whatever we were, and
That's it.
maybe hear more about you and me and everyone.
Oh, exactly right.
So-
And I had a blast having you on, and you were an awesome guest, and I'm so glad we finally made it happen.
I was above average.
And on that note, we're going to wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed this next great episode of Topic Time, and many more to come, so stay tuned. Have a good one. You ready to jiggy with it here?
With this high-tech equipment.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, here we go.
This is legit.
This is the stuff, and here we go.
That might be the original Memorex, right?
That's right, original and Memorex.